Hello, I'm Ethan, and I've probably doxed myself by wearing this hoodie, but whatever. Today I'm going to be reviewing Until Dawn and Until Dawn Rush of Blood for the second time, because the first time my phone was crooked. Hooray! So let's start this off by taking a trip back to the year 2010. This French studio Quantic Dreams had just released Heavy Rain, and it took the world by storm by introducing gamers to a new genre of interactive drama. It's sort of like a movie in which you choose what each character says and what they do. Like a choose your own adventure book, but in game form. And this was received with massive critical success. So naturally, other companies would start trying as well. Telltale Games produced frankly, way too many of these interactive dramas using different licensed properties, from Batman to Minecraft to Borderlands to Game of Thrones. They're all right. And in 2015, the Sony-owned company Supermassive Games came out with Until Dawn. Until Dawn is a horror take on these interactive dramas. Now, the story of Until Dawn is as follows. In the year 2014 or so, it doesn't specify, 10 teenagers went up to hang out in a cabin on the top of a mountain in the woods. Now, everything was fine, and then they started this weird prank. So there's girl Hannah and the guy Mike. Hannah likes Mike. So they fake a letter from Mike saying, hey, let's go have sex upstairs. So she goes upstairs and all her friends are hiding and jump out at her. Really kind of weird. But Hannah goes rushing off into the woods. Her sister follows and they get chased and scared by something and they both fall off a cliff and die. A year later, the sister's brother Josh invites all the friends back up on the mountain to commemorate their friends. Now, this seems like it should be like a solemn sort of get-together, but for some reason they treat it as if it's just another party. I mean, Josh, when inviting him, literally says, let's party like porn stars, which really shouldn't be something to say when you're commemorating your dead sisters. But that's a side note. Speaking of Josh, let's get on to the characters. Now, I put this graphic up on the screen to show you the characters, but I don't have it right now, so I'm just going to shoot them off in any order. So first there's Josh, who is supposed to be this comic relief, I guess, but they treat him as if he's a serious character. I couldn't really tell what they were going for with Josh. Regardless, he looks like Pete Davidson, and I could not take him seriously, as every time I saw him on screen, I kept thinking of the, okay, bit from Saturday Night Live. Now there's also Sam. Sam is extremely generic. She's that sort of, hey, I'm kind of the hero story sort of character. But that's all there really is to say about her. If you'll notice, they list traits. Those traits don't really go well to what the character actually is. And actually, I don't like that they listed the traits, because that's telling the player what the characters are like rather than showing them. There's also Matt and Jessica, who are both absolutely insufferable. Their whole character is just, hey, we're going to have sex. That's it. Then there's Chris and Ashley. Chris and Ashley are the generic, kind of nice people. Their whole character is, hey, we have a crush on each other, but we don't tell each other. I really didn't care for them either. And there's Emily. Emily was also insufferable. She was basically Jackie from That 70s Show, if you were supposed to treat her as like an actual serious character and not as a joke. Who else? Then there's Matt. That's it. I have nothing to say about Matt. He was hardly in the game, which is really weird. So back to what I said about their character traits. In the pause menu, you can see that based on your dialogue options, their honesty, bravery, intelligence, and all that will go up and down. This affects nothing. I'm not even kidding. I think there are about 2 decisions in the entire game in which their characters' relationship with each other and their personality traits actually matter. Speaking of decisions, there's usually only 1 or 2, and they usually lead to the same path, dialogue-wise anyways. Usually the only decisions that matter are at certain points in certain chapters, and pretty much it's during a chase scene you choose to run or hide. That's about how every character either lives or dies. Now in my playthrough, I actually got every character to live, because it's really easy to do that. And then I played through half the game again and killed them all, because I'm a psychopath who likes going for trophies. Compare this to a Quantic Dream game like Heavy Rain or Detroit Become Human. Both the games I really like, in which you have 4 choices, and almost all of those choices will impact something later on down the line. I think Detroit Become Human has, there are hundreds of different scenes and ways scenes can play out, and something about like a dozen different endings. It's insane how many choices and options you have. And likewise, if you'll see in the Detroit Become Human screenshot I put up on screen, you'll notice that the decisions are prompted by the X, square, circle, and triangle buttons, compared to Until Dawn, which is used by pushing the right stick to the left and holding it, or pushing it to the right and holding it. I don't know, I feel like that's really counterintuitive. Speaking of the gameplay, all you do is walk around. There aren't any puzzles to solve, not really any like mazes or anything. The whole scenery is really dark, so it's really just wandering through the woods with a fixed camera angle, which I don't like fixed camera angles either. All in all, it's not that fun to play, and it's not that enjoyable to watch, but there was still effort put into it. You can see the graphics look fairly good for a PS4 game at the time. There was actual care in the acting, I think, and the animations, while stiff at times, they're there. Artistically, it's a good-looking game, I guess, and there was clearly effort put into it, but it didn't pay off all that well, which is why I give it a 5 out of 10. If you want to play a better interactive drama, I highly recommend Detroit Become Human. It's probably on sale really cheap, because frankly it didn't sell as good as it should have, but it's absolutely worth it. I loved every second of it. Now let's go on to its spin-off game, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. So, an interactive drama, horror, whatever game, you're playing it, it's real intense. The first thought after completing it, in my head at least, was definitely, man, this should be a rail shooter. No, it wasn't. Nobody ever thought that ever. If you don't know, a rail shooter is sort of like those carnival rides where you get on like a horror house cart track thing, and you go around and you shoot at targets with a gun and earn points. That's the whole game. Unfortunately, it's only about 2 hours, but it was fun to play. There's really no replay value, though. Once you play through all 7 levels, it's kind of done. Maybe just pop it out and show your friends the VR power. Did I mention it was VR? I don't know. I did now. The tracking on it is really good. You use the PlayStation motion controllers to point your gun and trigger to shoot. It plays fine. The tracking's about 1-to-1, I think. Now, you may look like a dweeb, but it's fun, but not really replayable. There are collectibles you can earn. They're called Skittles for some reason. They're like bowling pins with clown heads. I don't get it. They do nothing. I earned them all to get the Platinum Trophy on the game, and there was no reward, not even a congratulations. It was just, yep, you got them all. You can also play the game on the hardest difficulty and unlock a new ending. This new ending is about 3 seconds. Very much worth it. But overall, it's fun, but not really replayable. I like to judge games based on movie time, so if you pay $10 to see a 2-hour movie, every $10 you spend on a game should give you 2 hours of content. I think this retailed for about $40 for 2 hours of content. It's not worth it at all. If you can get it for about $10, maybe less, I'd say it's a fun time, but it's not going to be a long time, which is, frankly, severely hinders it. This is why I'm only giving it a 6 out of 10. Overall, the Until Dawn series won't really be remembered like we remember Infamous, Metal Gear Solid 4, or Heavy Rain. They're just not that great, sorry to say. That was my review. Tune in next week. I will most likely be reviewing an album. I'm thinking Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, but that's just that. Could change. See ya.